Hey guys, James here again and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go through my pedal board. So I first did a pedal board video, it was actually the first video on my channel, and I just thought I'd give you guys an update. I had a couple of questions through Instagram and some messages fired across, and I just thought I'll go through it. It's probably a bit easier to go through it in a video. So the board hasn't really changed much apart from one key component of the board, which is the HX Stomp. So I'll just go through my signal chain. You'll see the board up in here, and that'll give you a look at when we go through. So my signal chain starts with the Kali 76 Deluxe compressor. It then goes into my Espresso FX Mark 1, which is a tone bender Mark 1 style pedal. It then goes into the Earthquaker Devices plumes, into the Energy Power, JHS Kilt, the Timmy, and then it goes into the front of my Kemper. I run my board a little bit differently. I've got a little junction box at the back that you'll see here that allows me to run my wet effects in the stereo loop of the Kemper when I'm using it. So I then go from the front of the Kemper. I've got a send out of the Kemper that goes into the somersault, then goes into the Cusack Tapa Whirl, into the HX Stomp, into the timeline, and then the Big Sky, and I've got a Disaster Area Effects DMC4 controlling it all. So I can go through a couple of uses how I use the board. This is the main way. If I was playing out, I would have the board, I'd have my Kemper, I'd have my little snake that I made to allow me to run it. I can't use two separate amps on the Kemper, so I'm using one amp sound and then the stereo sound from the wet effects to give me that kind of space. But also this board is kind of like a 3-in-1. I can, with the junction box, I can use it with the Kemper like it is. I can run it traditionally mono straight into the front of my amp if I want to take my amp out. But then I've also got the option of running just the board itself, because in the HX Stomp I've got my own presets with some stereo amps that allow me just to rock up with my board. But also if anything goes wrong, if I was using an amp, or just say I couldn't use the Kemper and they didn't have enough channels to go stereo, I could mono in a Kemper or mono out of the end of the board into a DI, and it could work like that. But for how I'm running it just now, how I've been using it to record at home, how I've been using it to make videos at home, is like this. So the Stomp in this sense, when we go into it, is being used as like a multi-effect. I've got some other delays in it, some octave effects, it's also my tuner. You'll see, nice tuner there. It also means that I don't need to worry about hitting down my volume pedal to tune. I just hold down on the Stomp. Because it's in the loop, it cuts all sound from the amp, and then I can tune that way. So yeah, it goes somersault, Tapa Whirl, Stomp, timeline, Big Sky. I'll run you through some sounds just now, and yeah, let's see how it sounds. So this is with the compressor on. My clean tone is like this. If I turn the compressor off, you'll just see it's not really doing much, it's just beefing it up a little bit when I've got. So normally how I would run clean is normally if I'm doing some kind of swelly sound, so we'll have a reverb there, a reverb here. And so that's normally what I do for a clean sound. For overdrives and fuzzes, it really just depends on the part, as you guys would know. When it comes to doing a bit of session work just now, I'm recording a couple of songs for for a couple of artists, and this setup with the drives that I've got kind of give me a catch-all. I can pretty much come up with any sound in my head that I want between this, the Kemper and the Stomp. It's pretty much the dream. And the same with my wet effects. When it comes to coming up with a weird sound to sit in the background of a track, I've also got that option as well. I've got a vibrato on here from the HX Stomp. reverb. And I'll just go through some more sounds, just how I would normally. If I'm recording some worship covers for Instagram or for YouTube, my pretty much go-to is I've got a dual delay setting on my timeline, which is my favourite. I'll show you. And I'll obviously change that to whatever time signature I'm in or I need it to be. Between that and I've got a set of 3 reverbs that I kind of use on the Stomp all the time. So I've got a small, which is a small hall sound. I've got a medium sized reverb, which is a plate, as you can see from the name of the preset. Just a little bit bigger than the first. And then I've got my big wash. So yeah, guys, for sounds, that's pretty much it. I could go through this board all day and all the different sounds I come up with. I've just thrown in a couple just to show you some basic sounds that I use all the time. Yeah, guys, if you have any more questions about how I run my setup, how I use it with maybe just the Stomp, how I use the Kemper, I would be happy to answer any questions in the comments below. It would mean the world to me if you would like this video, if you would subscribe to my channel, because it just helps out a little bit. And if you see the t-shirt I'm wearing has my logo on it, if you want to maybe pick one up, there'll be a link in the description below that you could do that if you want. Yeah, guys, so thanks very much for watching all the way through to the end. It was it's always a fun video to do when you're talking about pedals. But to mention, guitar cable wise, I use Practical Patch guitar cables. I just got these 2 new ones from Chris a couple of days ago, so really excited to use these. Basically, it's a Van Damme cable with 2 Neutrix end, and depending on which guitar I'm using, I've got straight ends for going into Strat, I've got angled for going into this guitar and my tellies. Yeah, so guys, thanks again for watching. Again, any questions, just hit me up on Instagram. It is @JamesThain Music. It'll shoot up somewhere down here. And I will catch you guys in the next one.